Now that we've seen a brief demo of the FarmFresh application and understand the key functionality and the use cases of the application, let's turn our sights to code. We're going to start with the model code. And the model code, again, is a code that interacts and defines the database. So I've created a new application called Farm, and all of our model code is located here within the db.py file, and it's going to define all of our tables. So if we look into that file, let's start with the products table. The first four fields of the products table deal with the products themselves: the name, price, image, and status. And the last three fields deal with the farm, such as farm name, address, and website. Now notice the validators on the right. We have several that requires is not empty, so you must enter something. The others is URL, so it must be a valid URL. That's for the image and the farm website. And then we have a drop-down box, is in set, and the choices are active and inactive. Here is our Web2PY cheat sheet. In the middle, there are many validators. You can look at these validators and apply them appropriately to the applications that you're working on. As you can see, there are many validators, and it's worth exploring what each of them does. We've seen, for example, isDate, which automatically generates on the front end the JavaScript date picker code. There's also isInDB, our database, or similarly isNotInDB, which can ensure data integrity or data uniqueness. Next, let's briefly look at the other tables, starting with the profile table. Now, this information is associated with each poster or each farmer, and as they post information, they're going to store at one time the farm name, address, and website, so it doesn't have to be duplicated. Now here, you should add the validators as we discussed before. And I wanted to highlight the auth.signature. This gives us 4 additional fields. It gives us who is entering the data and updating it, and also timestamps where the time it's been updated, our time it was created, and the time it's been updated. Next is the Internet Orders table. And we're not going to flesh out this part of the application completely, but it gives us an idea of how we might begin it. Notice there are several foreign keys here. We have the product ID, which is a foreign key to the products table, and we have the user ID, is also an integer, which is a foreign key from the auth_user tables, or those are our users who have logged in and created accounts on our website. Finally, here is the high-level database schema, and we should understand how it's related to our model. It basically shows all the relationships between our database tables. Now, just as the model is related to the database, in the next sections we'll look at controllers, and controllers are related to use cases. Use cases essentially represent core functionality of our application, such as post a new product or manage my profile. So let's get started in the next section and learn about controller code.